I also want to show you a more complex post function than just updating, namely creating an issue. This is a very, very powerful and flexible function, which in our case we use to create all those linked tasks for the IT team. And it's flexible because you can use it to create just one issue, or you can use it to dynamically create multiple issues, which is what we are doing here. In our case, we are using this mode of building the issues based off a text list. So we need a text list, and then we create one issue for each entry in the list. In our example, the list consists of create user in the directory, and then the list of the entries from a custom field. Don't know which custom field it is just from the ID? Remember that we have our add field menu, and we can search for the ID. And it tells us that it's the hardware field, which makes sense because we need to order each of the pieces of hardware. But creating multiple issues at once doesn't mean they all have to be identical, of course. You can use the list entry for each issue, called the seed, to influence the issue creation. The issue type and the project is the same for all the issues in this case, but the summary and description are different based on the seed text, which is the entry from the initial list. We can see how it works by testing the expression, or we can enter an example seed, so I choose laptop as an example of hardware. The question mark colon combination allows us to build simple if-then-else logic into our expressions. So in case of the user creation, the seed text is the summary of the new issue, and in the other case, it's order a laptop, and in all cases at the end, the name of the new employee is added to the title of the new issue. So the result here is order laptop for Carla Colton. Something similar is done for the description. All other fields are set below in a setup similar to the update issue function. But here we are using one of the simpler options to copy over the reporter and email field from the current issue. Note that when using the create issue post function and adding some fields here, that all the fields that you want to put some value into on creation must be on the create screen for the relevant issue types in the relevant projects where you create the issues. Finally, the issue link to the HR issue is set up. There are also two additional options down here, which are present in all post functions to make them even more flexible: the run as option and the conditional execution. First, the run as option lets you configure exactly what it sounds like. By default, all post functions are run as the user who did the transition that triggered the post function. But that user, in this case, might not have the issue creation permission in the IT project, which would lead to our post function to fail. So we might want to pick a more powerful system user here. You can also pick a user dynamically from the issue. So it could have been the manager that we selected when we initially created our new employee. Second is conditional execution, which lets you enter a custom condition. Some functions you might only want to perform under certain circumstances. For example, you might want to only send out a special notification email on creation for high priority issues. Then you would put in a send email post function, but add a condition that the priority must be high. And that's all there is to tell you about the create issue post function.